and welcome to the Pamela C. Uten Teaching Kitchen here at the Cabarrus Cooperative Extension. I am Suzanne Dode, the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent here at the Cabarrus Extension. Today we're going to be preparing a healthy arugula, lentil, and beet salad that you can prepare ahead of time for a party, and it makes a great side dish. We are going to start by preparing the salad dressing that goes along with our salad, and this little guy right here is called a shallot. If you're not familiar with a shallot, it's like a baby onion but with a much milder taste. So I'm going to start off by cutting off the ends of the shallot and removing the skin. So much like an onion or garlic, it does have the skin that we need to remove. Now we've got our shallot peeled. What we're going to do is mince it up, which is basically one of the finest chops that you can get. I'm going to start by slicing and just chop it finely. And once you've got it chopped, I usually just kind of mound it all up in the middle of the cutting board, and then you just want to get a rocking motion. And this is a chef's knife, which is a good utility knife for the kitchen, and it's the best type to use for mincing because you can really just rock away. And what we're looking for are tiny, tiny pieces. And like a lot of other alliums, so like onions and garlic, if you're prone to crying, the waterworks may get started. Next, I'm going to come over here. I've got a non-stick saute pan. I am going to heat the eye up to medium heat. And to that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of olive oil. And I'm going to allow that to come to temperature for just a couple minutes. And swirl it around so you get the bottom of the pan nice and coated. All right, our oil is coming to temperature nicely. A tip I have for you to determine how ready the oil is to add a little bit of the onion to it. And once you hear that start to pop and sizzle, the oil is hot enough to add the rest of your onions. The oil is ready. We're going to just scrape our shallots off into the pan. So I just spread it around so that the oil is able to coat all of the shallots. And then let that start to do its work. Today we have a ground cumin powder, so we will be adding a teaspoon of that to our sauteed onions. This is a good time to add any kind of aromatic spices or herbs because a lot of the compounds that contribute flavor are fat soluble, and we do have oil going in here, so that helps to bring out the flavor. Next up, I will add a pinch of ground cayenne pepper. Now, if you haven't used cayenne pepper before, this is a good deal hotter than a chili powder. Just a little bit, a pinch. And again, we're going to give that a good stir. And we want this to go for just a couple more minutes until we get a nice caramelization. So they've been going for a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cut the heat off. To that mixture of olive oil, spices, and shallots, we are going to be adding 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'm just going to add that directly to it. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So I'm transferring about half of our vinaigrette into the first bowl. And we're going to allow that to cool a little bit. We don't want to add it hot to our greens especially. And while our dressing is cooling, we can talk about one of our major ingredients for today's dish, which are beets. Beets are a great source of fiber. All that good color that you see in here, this dark magenta, is actually a type of antioxidant, which is really healthy for the body. And they're also a good source of various different vitamins and minerals, particularly potassium and iron. What we're going to be doing with our beets today is we're going to be quartering them. So I'm just going to cut them in fourths, so right down the middle and down the middle again. So to one side, or one bowl of our dressing that's been cooling off for the last few minutes, we're going to add our cooked and drained lentils. So draining is important whether you've cooked them from scratch or you've used canned. You want to remove any extra liquid. And then we're just going to give that a good toss to mix the dressing in with the lentils. And then we're going to move on to our greens base. If you've not had arugula, it does have a very particular taste. I like to describe it as slightly spicy and a little bit peppery compared to other greens. So if you don't like arugula or you don't have it or can't find it, you can always substitute another type of green, say baby spinach would work well. I'm just going to open this up and I'm going to dump all of our arugula into a mixing bowl. And the best utensil to use for mixing this is going to be a set of tongs. And I'm just going to mix, mix, mix until we've got our arugula coated. I will say this is one of those dishes, particularly with the dressing, that tastes better the longer it sits in your fridge and cools off, because all the flavors have time to gel and mix together. Now, as a main dish, our salad makes 4 portions or 4 servings. So I'm going to start by plating our arugula. And then to the top of that, I'm going to add some of our lentils, which give us some extra fiber and protein. And then I'm going to add about 1/4 of our beets to the top for some nice color. And to finish it off, we have some fat-free feta cheese crumbles. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon on the top and just sprinkle it around like that. And there you have it. An arugula, lentil, and beet salad with a homemade shallot vinaigrette dressing. Thank you for joining us today. I hope to see you next time.